What up, podcast world, Twitter world, YouTube world, internet, all avenues of
World
the net.
Wide Web.
Please come one, come all. They say it's wide. I don't believe it, but yeah, they say it. Please understand podcast live stream coming to you live February 11th edition. We are live during the half of the T-Wolves game. Forgot to look at what the score was, but it's, your typical Wolves first half. We'll have a couple nice stretches and then,
10.
We'll try to immediately start chilling. Big runs, no timeouts from Finch, of course, but try to keep a tight one here. Maybe try to wrap this up maybe by the start of the fourth. I don't know. It'd be nice to just handle biz going into the break, but it's like, they'll just leave you with a fucking stinker with a week and a half to sit and marinate on that. But agenda for tonight, we had Rudy Gobert have some frustration that he aired out publicly. Some comments we're going to go through here. Take a look at Ayo Dosunmu's initial, couple of games here and one half. Where does Mike Conley fit in with all that? Some buyout candidate talk potentially. And Kirk Cousins back in our news and possibly our lives. Sounds like everyone's thrilled about that, but we'll leave that for the end. And then PGA one and done. We've got Pebble Beach Pro-Am popping off tomorrow. So we'll get into that as well and kind of keep track of how we've been doing this to this point. But let's dive right in with the Gobert comments. I'm trying to think what game even was that? Was that like a week ago? Do you guys remember even what game that was?
I think it was the game before the Clippers game, I believe.
Oh, Pelicans, wasn't it? Friday night, maybe Pelicans. Okay, yeah. Tough loss to the feisty Pelicans.
Only up 18. No big deal.
Yeah, and they're good, so that's fine. But just our annual beating from Zion, we get one a year, so it's like whatever. But let me read you the comments, and then I'll also throw in Finch's comment, which came the next afternoon approximately, so sometime Saturday when they all got back together. So Rudy says, at some point, if the players don't have accountability, someone has to have accountability for the players. I'm on straight effort. I'm just talking straight effort. I'm not even getting into the basketball side of things. Like, mistakes are a part of the game, but the effort to me for a team that wants to play for a championship, it's unacceptable. He goes on to say, it's not an easy position for a coach to take guys out of the game. It's not something that you want to do, but I think if the players don't show any effort at some point, no matter how talented we are as a team, if you don't have that, you just can't be a winning team. And he's talking about effort again. So he says that after the game Friday night. It's kind of a lot of the buzz all over X, especially covered by, the local media, Timberwolves and all that. So then Finch then responds the next day. He says, I handle all my conversations with ourselves in-house. Disappointing that Rudy felt the need to go outside. Nonetheless, that's been addressed already today. There's never been a team that's won anything meaningful that substituted their way there. Well said. No. Jake, going to you. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Touche. No. I'll go to you, Jake, first. Just your reaction to all of that from last Friday.
I think it's awesome. I'm 100% back Rudy. And if you listen to this pod, he's literally said the same thing I've been saying for a long time now. Lack of effort, somebody be held accountable for. It's the stars that got to do it. Try on defense. It's also Finch's fault. It's just the stuff we've been preaching the whole time. And for Finch to come back and say, hey, this is usually a inside shop thing. It's like, it's been an inside shop thing for 2.5 years, man. And if you can't figure it out, then we're going to take it to a different shop and go somewhere else and try and get this fixed, because clearly you can't handle it and you ain't changing it. So it's about time somebody said something. And I'm hopefully this is for time 100. Maybe this is the turning point, and this is the part where we learn and change. But we obviously saw it didn't work the other next game. So who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, that is funny that you mentioned the next game, because that's where I was going with it. I thought there was a slight chance that there could be a coaching change after that Clippers game. I would because I was just like, man, you can't have these comments, which are absolutely true. And this is not just like it's not just this team. It's every iteration of every Finch team that just like falls asleep. There was the one season a couple years ago where they just decided to beat all the bad teams, and I was like, okay, maybe we've turned the corner and grown up a little bit. I also don't know if Rudy was pointing to anyone specifically. That's interesting. I would bet it's mainly just, a generalization for the whole team, but that is interesting just to think about. But man, I tell you, if they would have lost to the Hawks also, I feel like Finch could have been gone. And it's not easy to make that decision mid-season, but you have to have effort in these games. And it's just, they can't just skate by on their talent all the time. They do it all too often, and it's frustrating to watch. And Rudy, I'm behind him for sure.
Yeah, I think for sure he was calling out Ant and Julius. And
100%, I
the
think.
part where it's like subbing guys out, that to me is like a dead giveaway that it's those guys. Because those are the, Ant can do no wrong. Like he can do a lot of shit and still stay on the court. And those are the two like most notorious offenders of this. And it's, pretty common that you can skate by on talent a lot, but it's like, dude, it's 82 games in the NBA. It's like, you got to fucking put forth some sort of effort on a nightly basis. And it's like, yeah, it's a long season. I get all that. I'm sure these guys are, looking ahead to the All-Star break or whatever, but I mean, that's no excuse to lose to the fucking Pelicans. And yeah, I think Phil, you're right about like Finch. It's like, that was like we're always like fire Finch. And then he like, takes a stand against OKC and you're like, we're back. But we do, like, I think we're all kind of in the same spot. And a lot of fans are too, where it's like, thank you for your service. You're like the greatest coach we've ever had, the lowest bar ever. We'll take it from here. Like, good job. But yeah, it felt like that was as close as it was to really being like a real thing, especially with the break coming up. Like, you would have had time to bring or just slide Mike and Nori over one spot and let him run the show for the rest of the season. But like you said, in that Clippers game too, like effort was talked about for two days. And then we never saw it worse. the next chance they got to back it up. So you started to think like, well, these guys don't support Finch. Like, or like they're kind of taking Rudy's side, and like, everything he said is true since he's been here. And
there's not a lot of games I shut off. That Clippers game was off very, very early.
It was a matinee. All right. What do you expect? Which is another like part of this. Like, we joke about that, but it's like, oh, you guys can't show up if it's an afternoon game. Like, it's just so well known that they're not going to really give a fuck. And, I don't think this will be the last time we talk about effort. There's 26 more games. Like, they're going to have 3 or 4 more of these moments. So I really didn't like Finch's response to it either, where it's like, they'll keep it in house. It's like, we've kept it in house for 3 fucking years, buddy. How about you show a little fucking leadership for once? And that's the stuff with Finch where I'm like, like we said, good job to this point, but it's like, he kind of just stumbled into a head coaching job out of nowhere. Like, I feel like he doesn't want to like push the envelope with like Ant or certain stars, or like, it's just almost like too player friendly. And I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, these guys need to be like pushed harder or something, because it's too cushy right now for these guys to be just throwing games away like this in a super difficult Western Conference. And it's just like we said, the same shit year after year of like, well, they don't care what seed they are, and they don't try all the time, and it's like all the same problems over and over again. You're not getting the most out of your players as a head coach, and you're not fixing all these issues at all. Like, this is the same shit, the same effort issues we've seen since like Finch started here. So there's been like no progress made. So it's kind of just how the Wolves are, though, like, which is not that shouldn't be the case. You shouldn't be able to just say that, oh, whatever. they do this.
Just Timberwolves basketball.
Then don't expect to advance any further. You know, like nobody seems to be taking anything fucking seriously except the fans on Twitter. And it's just,
I think it's because our past 2 playoff runs too. Like we thought we got into the West Conference Finals, and it's like I've done it before. We could pick that run apart both years. Like it's nothing like we can hold our hat on and be like, holy crap, that Denver series, yes, that's the one. But the other 3 series, that's whatever, sweet. That's sweet. Steph was hurt. The Lakers, they're just a complete joke that year. Who was the other team we beat in the other first round?
Suns. Even the Denver series. 2-0, and you're like, all right, we got it. Whatever.
Yeah,
3 straight
now.
L's.
Yeah. So if you really want to pick it apart, that playoff series isn't anything too special. I mean, it's to us, yes, because Western Conference Finals doesn't happen around here. So I'm going to take it any chance I get. But if we run into a slightly tougher opponent, we ain't getting there. Not with that team, not the teams we have and the effort and the maturity we have in these squads. So I don't know. I think that's it's been awesome to have those runs, but I think it's also crippled us long term too with this whole Finchy thing.
Lots of bad habits that just continue to fester. And we saw another one again tonight. What did Portland, they went on I don't know what the run was. We were up like 16 or 18.
It was literally right when I turned the game on. I swear to God. I was like, we're only up 4 now? What just happened? Yeah,
and no timeout called at all, right? Like, don't be so stubborn to be like, oh, my guys play through it. When's that going to pay off for us? Like Dagnall over here's calling it 1 bucket and he's getting the huddle together. Like it's allowed to happen.
To be fair, he gets double the amount of timeouts of everybody.
He does get 13 a game now. Nobody, they didn't announce it, but Silver allows it. But it's like, dude, stop a run. Like this is 101 type shit. You know, this is the stuff people are just kind of getting fed up with, and maybe that's just like the nature of sports and social media. Like, can anyone be happy with any coach for more than 5 years now? Like, it doesn't really feel like that's ever going to happen. Looking at you, KOC.
Looking at those Eagles fans.
Don't get comfortable. Yeah, they want a bowl. They're fucking pissed.
Get rid of him.
You know, get that guy out of here. So I think, I mean, it hasn't been that much of a sample size since then. I mean, we got the Clippers just disaster, whatever. But as far as like subbing guys out, like we haven't really seen any of that shit take place just yet. I mean, and hasn't really been, you know, a very difficult schedule. The Hawks had a couple of guys sit out. Portland, now you got a big break before your next game. Watch them come out of the break just lazy as fuck. Like, you can just set your watch to all the shit that this team does, which is so frustrating. But you know, the talent's there. That's why it's like, Finch, clean some of this shit up over the years, right? Like, can you get Ant to ever box out? I mean, Steve Kerr couldn't. Like, little things like that is where I'm just like, maybe we need a new voice. But you know, you hear the broadcast the other night, Jim Peterson is like, I can't believe all the fans that don't appreciate like how, you know, that we were in the desert. And it's like, sure, there's a point to that, but it's like, call timeout when there's a fucking 15-0 run. Like, come on, man.
The point to that is, yes, as a franchise, as the Wolves, like, yes, we were there, and this is way better than it could be, right? We've all seen that. The other side of that is we're also Minnesota fans, and we're starving. And so, like, it's just not the case, man. Like, it's what have you done for me lately? And we want a championship regardless. So that's kind of where I disagree with him in that aspect.
Yeah, especially when championship is the goal here. Like, we got a taste for Lion. Now we want to come and hunt. Eat Lion for supper and dinner. We want it every night now.
Yeah. And the clock's ticking, man.
Nice.
Like, it's been a long, I've been around a little while now, and we haven't yet to even make a fucking championship.
I know.
And this team is as good as, like, I was thinking about this, like, now that we've traded for Dosunmu, we can kind of talk about him here in a sec, but like, our top 7, I feel like is about as good as there is in the league. And then the two things that I think will decide, I guess three, now that if you throw the coaching and Finchy into this, which, I don't know if there was anything to be done against OKC. I don't think he showed very well in the Dallas series, but it's coaching. It's like, what's after the top 7? What kind of production are you going to get? And then is Ant on the top level of like a Jokic? Like, can he lead a team all the way to a title at age, what is he, 24? So those to me are kind of the like, let's see how that all plays out compared to the rest of the league. Cause I mean, we've got the talent and you can see it in little stretches, throughout games. And, they've had their ups and downs with where we look like, hey, this team's back. This is the Wolves we thought we could be. And then they'll lose 4 straight. So it's hard to think, though, that you can just, for a team that has gone to 2 Western finals and lost in 5, you shouldn't be thinking that you're a team that can just flip a switch. You ain't that good yet.
Yeah, don't turn into Memphis now.
Y'all ain't won shit yet, and I don't want to be like the most negative person here, but it's like,
just being real.
The Finch reply to what Rudy said really pissed me off. Because to me, Rudy did show leadership. That's what we want to see. And if you're not going to fix it on your own, and it doesn't seem like Ant really I think he's a good leader in certain ways, like, culture with it. Like, it's a fun atmosphere to be in. I think everybody's cheering and supporting for each other and wants to see everyone succeed, that kind of stuff. I don't think he's like, I'm going to say stuff in the media. He'll take the blame and say, it's on me or whatever. But
he wants to be the bad guy.
But he can say that all the time, and it doesn't mean anything to me if you don't ever change. Carl used to tell you everything you wanted to hear, and then he'd go out there and hook a guy 3 times in the first quarter, and he's on the bench again. So it's like, don't give me all this lip service. And hopefully we'll see that now. But I don't know if it's like a point in the, like a moment in the sand or a line in the sand after he said it Friday, and then they just nobody seemed to give a shit at all in that Clippers game. So it's just, I think everyone's just kind of frustrated by it. So props for him for saying it, though. I think ultimately,
100%.
I like Rudy. I think, and maybe there's a small amount of, hey guys, my defensive player of the year is slipping away. You guys are not trying hard enough. Our defensive rating is taking a hit. Right. Let me get this off here. And he's kind of a guy who, I don't think he gives a fuck about stuff like that. Like, seems to be the most hated basketball player, in the league, or he's up there with in the history. Everyone seems to hate him. So he's got thick skin, and like, Finch saying like, don't air this out publicly. What, he doesn't give a fuck. They talked about it.
As he shouldn't.
Agreed. Yeah. So props for him for at least stepping up and, calling out the effort. Cause obviously he felt strongly enough that it had to be said. So good for him. Let's talk some Ayo. What are we, 2.5 games in? Jake, what are you seeing so far out of him in the limited games?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Great fit. Fits in well. It seemed like just about the basic stuff, but everything just kind of gelled when he was out there. Gives us a great option at the guard spot that we needed desperately. Turns out from that bench. So I don't know. I think it's perfect move so far. Nothing negative I can see yet in this very, very small sample size.
I would say he's as advertised. The shooting percentages, defense, the hustle, the competitiveness. He can handle the ball, makes his free throws. I think like all those things coming in that we thought what we were getting, it looks like that's the player we're getting. So that's good to see. Like Jake said, he's fitting in well, just meshing well with the team. I think for me though, like the eye test shows me that his speed and his ability to run the fast break and finish the fast break, I think just adds a whole different element to that second unit. We've been talking for a while that it's pretty much just been Nas until this kind of late run we've got with Bones. But Bones and Ayo out there picking up the speed, getting some fast breaks, like all of a sudden we turn our second unit into a positive instead of a negative. Because those three out there at the second unit, that's a lot. Like you said earlier, you know, we can go our top 7 with anybody in the league, right? But if you add Bones to that, and now you're getting 3 guys off the bench, turn that into a net positive, and that's a huge advantage going forward, I think.
What do you think? Again, very small sample size, just like differences between him and Nickeil, because I think that everyone was like, you know, this is kind of you get a redo here to have Nickeil back on your team in some way, shape, or form. But like, what do you guys think are like kind of the differences so far? And it could be, it doesn't have to be negative, but like I think they're not exactly the same player, but there's some similarities and some differences.
Yeah, there's a couple similarities. I think Nickeil was better defender, and then Ayo is going to be your better offensive player, which is kind of fine, I think, because it's kind of what we need right now anyway. We need a little more, I think, help on the offensive side for the most part. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know, it's kind of a coin toss because now we'll get hot sometimes, make some threes. But yeah, it's a pretty close similarity, but Nickeil's never going to be replaced in my heart, though, so that's tough to say.
I know, especially we just showed him good.
Just watched him, yeah.
Good homecoming for him. That was tough. That was a tough one.
Nickeil, I think, brings just more, like you said, defense. He just brings more elements to like an all-around game, I guess. I know he's a good rebounder for a guard. I don't, know the numbers exactly, but like Nickeil's this year's been putting up damn near triple-double numbers. He almost had one the other night against us. I think Ayo, like the thing that jumps off the page, he's quicker and the athleticism is definitely higher. I did find interesting comparison to a different player though. So somebody had a tweet, Minnesota Sports Insider, and had a comparison to Jalen Williams.
Which one?
Or J-Dub. They're J-Dub. Similar size and wingspan, and then career stats are almost identical. Their per 36 are almost identical. So it's just kind of interesting that I don't know. Jalen Williams is always viewed as like this great all-star level player, and you're like, well, you just got a guy for practically nothing that puts up the same numbers. I know that it's a little bit different. He's playing for a worse team, so he probably has more opportunity. But like, hey, if we can add that in, and he can become an even better player around better players, that's huge.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing. I saw again on something on X. I forget who said this, but it was like just an interesting stat about Ayo of like his plus minus. He was negative like every year of his career. And
really,
first game against Clippers, it was like minus 33. And you're like, well, I mean, this one just got out of hand. It like certainly wasn't his fault, but he was a minus, I think, 33 in that game. And then, right away the next game, it was fine. But like, it's just one of those things that, sometimes through a big enough sample, it might mean something. To me, it meant you've been playing on the Bulls for a while, bud. You need to get the fuck out of there. Right. Because it certainly looks like he's a nice, well-rounded player. Like you said, his athleticism to me is the biggest difference between him and Nickeil. And that's been shown in transition and just drives to the basket. He just drives stronger to the bucket. Not that Nickeil couldn't. I think Nickeil's a better shooter, even though we've got 45% from three. Ayo, like that number's coming down, ladies and gentlemen. Just brace yourselves for that. But I think both guys can just do a lot of things for you. And I think even in the first couple games, you just see like he's just kind of out there fitting in where he feels like he should. It's not like he's chucking up a bunch of shots or anything. He's pushing the pace, which I know Finchy loves. Everybody's all about pace, even if it means one or two outlet pass turnovers underneath your own basket a game. As long as we're pushing tempo, then it's all good. But and I get why they do it, because nobody wants to face OKC in the half court. So they're like, let's get out and make sure that we run and look what Indiana did. Like, let's try as much of that as we can. And Julius is over here like, man, fuck all this running.
Go sit then.
Yeah.
Have a seat.
We got
Nas can play 38 minutes. I don't care.
Yeah, let Joan play, man. Give him the Ingles 4. Like, he's done nothing to not deserve that, and all he does is fucking sprint the floor. We'll get to that in off season. That just pisses me off that you can't slide Nas to the 3 for 4 minutes a game, because tonight they're like, let's get a little Jalen Clark in there. He did make a 3, but it's like, dude, he ain't. I don't know why we're kind of messing around with those minutes. Like, let Joan play those minutes. Like,
and it's not like Clark can't grow into a better player. Like, there's time for that. He's shown signs, but like you just said, and I guess I don't know, because he hustles too. So it's kind of hard. You want to have one. With Joan, but
gotta have at least one out there. Dante was out here like, Ayo is pushing pace. I better start hustling too. Seems like he was the only one who listened to Rudy, and I wouldn't put him as like maybe even in the top 5 of people that was applying to. But he was out there. I don't know what the hell he did before the game. He was diving everywhere.
Did they get the wrong message? Because that fighter altercation the other night, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Are we talking about the same thing here? Because all of a sudden Nas is brawling with somebody, and
that was weird.
Can I tell you, like, I think something funny about that, like Nas and I can't even remember who he was going at it with, but
Muhammad Gay, I think.
Okay, so after you kind of see like what's going on, you've seen the replay a bunch of times, and then you see, who was it? Julius comes over, he gets involved, he's kind of breaking it up, and then I see Jaden, and you see Jaden, and he's just kind of walking back and forth. I'm like, man, Jaden's the guy who'll just go shank somebody, dude.
Yeah, he did have that prison shank walk
he was
going
just
on.
Like pacing back and forth. I'm like, man,
just waiting
in there.
Just waiting for one motherfucker to do something stupid, and he's right there.
It just made, because in those types of situations, I'm always just, where's Jaden at? I got to know what's going on with him.
And that maybe could have been a little, less of a dust up if it wasn't a madam that was just right in the middle of it. And then she just like peeled out and was like, I can't handle these.
She just disappeared.
Like, what's she going to do? Honestly, that's like her worst nightmare, probably as a madam, besides just fucking up every single call possible.
To go along with her Sir brothers.
We were talking about, just like Jalen Clark minutes, play Joan 4 minutes. We're going to end up being back with Mike Conley here at some point. And then Shannon now is cleared for like 5-on-5. I think he's down in Iowa. So he might at least be active when we return from the All-Star break. So like, what do you guys think is going to happen with those like last couple spots? And obviously are we going to play Mike, Bones, and we got a lot of guards.
20.
Yeah, I know. God damn it.
It's nice that Terrence is about to come back, but also beginning of the season, my Kool-Aid drinking for Wolves, being a Wolves fan, this is what I wanted Terrence to be, was what Ayo's doing right now. So it's like kind of just like a souped up version of Terrence out there. He might get a couple minutes here and there if there's an injury or something, but we all know those minutes are going to Mike. So I don't think it's really up for debate with Finch. That's just going to happen. But just go back real quick to the pace part. There was a Ant, Jaden, Nas, Julius, and Ayo lineup that ran against the Hawks for a little bit. That was a lot of fun to watch. So that could be a nice little 5 come playoff time if we need a quick score going. So I'm looking excited for that. That 5's pretty sick.
Yeah, I think Ayo fits with like any combination, and we'll kind of see that tinkered with, probably in the next, I don't know, handful of games, 6 to 10 games. At least for Shannon, 6, 7. It was right there. Fuck.
I know, dude. What are you doing?
I'm old, man. I'm tired.
And it pisses people off, so it's even better.
Shannon, at least we've seen, like, you can be over there collecting dust, and I can call you in and have some contributions against OKC, right? So it's like, that's fine. It's your development for this year just is kind of it's just a wash, unfortunately. Like, go down to Iowa if you want to put up a 40 game down there, that's fine. Get in shape. We didn't learn anything about him this year, I don't think. And if anything, like you said, the Kool-Aid tasted like shit. We
forgot to add the sugar.
taking big chugs of that thing, and it was not good.
Luckily for him, it's not we can wait. We can put it on the back burner and try it next year. Like,
he is old.
It's not the JJ McCarthy like, oh shit, like this is such a meaningful piece of the equation here.
Yeah,
So.
and he started weird, and then there's this injury just has been like, is this been going on this whole time? And I feel like that's playing. I mean, he missed so much time, but he played pretty shitty for a while. Then they're like, yeah, his foot's fucked. And they're like, okay, that would explain it. Then they tried to bring him back.
Staff.
Same thing. Yeah, they cleared him until they didn't. He was out months. So, yeah, I feel bad for him because it really did feel like, you know, at the time you're like, this is a guy you definitely should be able to rely upon in some capacity off your bench. And it's been just an absolute nut. Same with Rob, you're right. At least they cut their losses. And now we've got Ayo in here. And it's like, all right, like I know this guy's going to be a contributor. We got our 7. Figure out the last couple spots here. If you need, like, you got to be, I feel like, at least playing 8 in the playoffs. So maybe Bones, Mike combo, maybe Mike. Like, don't feel like you got to rush him back. You know, like,
no, let him be on PTO another week or 2. That's fine.
Stay away. Come back in March.
Winning those games. Yeah.
His best ball obviously was at the beginning of the season, like when he was most fresh. So like let him rest up if you're gonna play him in the playoffs. You know, let Jalen play, see if Shannon can get in a little bit. Don't be sending Bones to the bench either. That would really piss me off. Like that guy has earned, to me, the eighth spot, I think, for sure.
Agreed.
So I would be very upset, and I'm already kind of like pissed about a scenario that hasn't even happened yet, but we all see it coming.
Oh yeah, writing's on the wall.
I know. And then maybe they go buyout market. So Jeremy Sohan was released today by the Spurs, 9th overall pick. Yeah, that is weird. He's kind of a weird player. They were trying to have him play like point guard 2 years ago. Like, shout out to Cooper Flagg. Was Jason Kidd on that staff? We'll have to double check, but I was just trying to go through like possible buyout guy, like just to add to the bench. Like, you guys want to come play playoff basketball, you know, play with Ant. So I just there's a list. He's on it. There's already been a couple guys that have been claimed. Cam Thomas was the big name last week. Bucks scooped him up. Lonzo Ball's out there. Chris Boucher, your boy, Eric Gordon, still in the league.
Still kicking.
Don't forget about him.
About Obi.
Hayward Highsmith, George Niang, Plumlee, Saric. I think Kyle Anderson was a guy that they were thinking could get bought out and was even kind of hinted at returning by Tim Conley. And then I think Kevin Love was another name. Do you think they're going to add I mean, Mike's coming in here for sure. Do you think they're going to add another guy, or just like Shannon's back? Let's just roll with what we got.
I think Tim will stash somebody just like he did Bones a couple years back when we got him late. I think it'll just be a nice stash end of the year. And then there's going to be some more trades coming, I think, after we inevitably collapse in these playoffs. So we just have just an extra piece on board that we can either deal or keep. So we'll see. But there'll be somebody. I don't know who. But we'll stake somebody for sure.
PJ Dozier. No, he's coming back. Tim can't quit him.
You know, there, Gordon. Is he still in the league?
I'll take JaVale McGee in here.
Yeah, there you go. See who Utah releases.
I know.
Seems like they don't like to play anybody anyway. So
the tanking is just this week after usually that's the case, right? After the deadline, it's like, all right, rosters are set. You guys are all sitting. This is about to get weird. Some of you guys are leaving for good.
Well, it worked so well for them last year, right? Weren't they supposed to get Cooper Flagg last year? Whoops.
Yeah. I think Silver's punishing these teams. He's
Silver said no.
He's got his dirty thumb on the scale, greasy bastard. The other thing I saw today too, we can quick talk about this, but like Windhorst was on the Rich Eisen show today, and he was like, LeBron. They're talking about LeBron next year, and they're like, he's got 4 teams. There's like 2. One is Warriors, one is the Cavs, and he's like, there's 2 unnamed teams he would go to. So I'm thinking, hey man, what did we just see out of Giannis? He wants to come play with Ant. Like, A, could the Wolves be one of those 2? And B, would we even want him here as like, even if it's just like a mid-level or like vet minimum, like you better,
what if it was?
You better bend the knee. That I'm like, hey man, like shit. I've never been a LeBron guy, but it's like like we said earlier about championships, clock is ticking, man. I might have to just, you know, if he really wanted to, just ring chase.
Not that I don't think he'd be like a huge contributor to the squad. I think he hopefully would do his injury thing and not play a lot because we don't want him playing that much. But he'd be a huge leadership thing for Ant. And then just a whole chemistry thing as a team, I think would be the part I want him here for. I don't think he's going to come in here and just average 30 a game or anything like that, but just his brain, because that's something we need on this team. Yeah, he can play point guard. Fuck, I don't care.
You know what else he can do? Anyway. He's pretty good at getting a coach fired. So that will be another little added benefit to the side if shit really went bad. But
I feel like that would be, if he was coming in here, it would have to be a case where you're making the Giannis trade. Like it's like, oh shit, it's Giannis, it's Ant.
LeBron just comes in for whatever money's available, or
scoop up any vulture ring he can.
Yep.
And then you round out your starting five with Bronny and Thanasis, and you're good, dude. Like,
Kevin Love coming off the bench, we're good.
We're fine in the West. Hopefully, we can retain Jalen Clark. All right, a lot of good Wolves stuff here tonight. Let's talk some Vikes. It sucks, but we were a little bit of a punching bag Sunday night into Monday with Sam Darnold winning a bowl. We kind of accepted that as a possibility long ago, so I wasn't even really hating on him. But it was just like people coming out of the woodwork, like celebrities, like, what the fuck are these Vikings? Can you believe they let him go? It's like, yeah, man.
After they hate on him all year.
We know.
And last year. Like, just, it's ridiculous.
It's fine. I mean, it's an undeniable mistake by the Vikes, I think. You should have at least kept him. But now they're talking about bringing Kirk Cousins back because there's all this fear of, like, we can't really – I mean – you can
the wrong one that got away.
You can doubt JJ all you want for sure. Like that's good or bad or whatever, but like there's an undeniable injury history. That's for sure something you got to address. So the backup is like going to be like probably the biggest focus of the off season. You know, Kirk's name is now getting through. It sounds like did they already release him? It sounds like that's either happened or it's about to happen whenever
I think they're just waiting for the deadline, whenever that
the
happens.
new league year to begin, whenever that is. But would you guys even want him back?
For
a couple bucks? Yeah, come on in.
Yeah.
He ain't known to be he never really seems to take a discount anywhere unless it's Great Clips.
I think he's made enough. So
give him a stack of Kohl's cash, dude.
But for a guy like his caliber, like fringe top 10, like peak of his career, that guy has cashed in. So maybe, like, can you finally give someone a discount? Like, he's probably got to look at this situation thinking, like, and really any backup, there's a good path to being the starter here. So, like, is money everything to Kirk? I mean, yes and no, like we just said, but like, do you think he's got anything in the tank left?
I mean, he's not like, he's got probably more than Carson Wentz does, for whatever that's worth.
Carson Wentz is dead.
I mean, dead. So, dude, if it's a backup on a reasonable contract, that's the only way he's coming in here. But he's not going to be a starter for a full season. It's the same deal. If we're rolling in with like JJ and Kirk's the backup and JJ gets hurt, it's the same situation as last year. It's going to go down exactly the same way.
Yeah. I mean, we had peak Kirk Cousins, like, didn't really get us too far. I mean, he did get us our last playoff win, I guess, but you know,
I suck at Sean Payton.
Yeah, we'll take a jab at him every week. The Achilles thing, he did seem to be playing better towards the end of the season. Maybe they're just kind of like, whatever, we're freewheeling it here. They took my Rams down in a bet that I fucking needed on Monday Night Football. Beat the shit out of them.
He's not bitter.
So yeah, who could remember that? The Rams, man, they really just caused me all sorts of hell. I guess you could do worse if Kirk's your backup. familiarity with everything, the system, playing with Jefferson. If we did bring him back, would you think that Jefferson might have influenced the decision? Would you almost assume that he was consulted, or like say, hey, I want to play with Kirk again. I know how this guy operates. Because we don't have a GM, so who's making the decision?
Yeah. Yeah. I think they'd run it by him just to make sure it's cool. I'd be like, hey, we're going to bring Kirk back. That's fine with you? And he'd be like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I don't think it's JJ going or Jets going out being like, hey, go sign Kirk or I'm going to be pissed. Like, I don't think that's not much of a needle mover for him, but
yeah, maybe go get Joe Burrow.
He's not that type of cat.
You okay with us getting doing some trades for maybe Joe Burrow? You all right with that?
Joseph Burrow guy? I don't know.
I haven't heard of him.
He's like, nah, Kirk's my dog.
For some type of
He says Kirk's my dog, and we're like, all right, maybe it is time to let you
maybe
go.
you deserve JJ all along. Okay, so I'll have to look up when the new league year is. I feel like
it's close.
The combine, like they always brag about it. It's like it's a full year, 365 seasons. Like, all right, guys.
I think it is like 2 or 3 weeks away max.
I think so, yeah. And then the cap, which is fake, will start to be seeing some of the maneuvering that goes on with that. It sounds like we're not even going to hire a GM before the draft. Smart. We had one before, it didn't seem to work.
Yeah.
So try this out.
Why not? Yeah, try it.
Pilot? Nah, this thing will just fly. It'll be good.
Get autopilot. We're good.
All right, let's go PGA. One and done. Jake, I assume you have the documents.
Yeah.
Fill us in.
Do it up.
The spreadsheet over here. We had Mr. Thigala last week, T18. Cashed us $122,000. Moved us from 66th place down to 78th. Not too bad. Not too good. Definitely a step backwards. Phil crushed it, though, last week. Phil had Goddard up as a pick, Thigala, and Si Woo. And had the highest week out of anybody. He's also beating me and Hags on the season just in 1 week. So, because he got a Goddard dub. But we got a dub finally.
Means a lot. Yeah.
We keep talking about Goddard. Like, we like the idea of playing Goddard up better than picking Goddard up after he's now, 2 for 4 in wins?
Yes.
We're fine.
Cash a nice little win on him, too, for me. So I'll take that. So good Goddard up week for everybody here if we only picked him in one and done.
We're obviously blocking out what he did to us in the simulators, but credit to him bouncing back after that.
We call it even, like we said.
Devastating loss to Jupiter Lynx. Another. I feel like a lot of these weeks, every Sunday, we're right there. Like our guys, kind of top 10, not really in the mix to win. It would take something pretty crazy for him to win, or even be in the discussion late on a Sunday. But they've all had opportunities for a good Sunday to jump into the top 10 or even top 5, and not a fucking one of them has been able to do it yet. So thanks, guys.
Appreciate y'all.
So on to Pebble Beach. Whose turn is it to pick first?
I believe I'm first. So I think the only other time I got one first was we did it off air in a secret draft ping pong room scenario.
That's right. Silver style. Totally sketchy.
Got our best win out of it, so we'll take it.
Yeah.
My first one is, you guys are probably going to hate it. It's Justin Rose.
Ooh, okay. I don't. I thought you were going to say Cantley.
Oh, God, no. I'll destroy him in DraftKings. Number 2, Mav McNeely. And my third, strike while the iron's hot, Chris Goddard up. Does he go back to back? This course fits him perfect, and it's supposed to be windy and rainy, which is another thing we marked down in our DK notes. Is that's when you play him. Yeah. So I had to toss him in at 3 for sure. Otherwise, it was going to be honorable mention Fleetwood or Henley, I guess too. It's a tough pick because it's a signature event. So we got all the dogs here today to fight. So
yeah.
All right,
Phil,
I think
who you got? Or is it me second?
Go for it.
I had McNeely 1, Cantley 2.
Boo.
Yeah, sorry guys. I hate myself. And then 3, I had Hovland. Those are my top
Young Hove. Okay.
Goddard's gonna win for sure because I'm like, I probably should pick him, but no.
Well, it is funny because I don't know how this is going to shake out because we have some of the same ones. But my number 1 is Got Her Up. Strike by the others hot. 2, I had Siwoo, and 3. It's kind of funny. 3, I was between Rose and Cantley, and I just absolutely hate Cantley, so I went Rose 3.
We all do.
Somehow you hate somebody more than Rose. That's
yeah.
nice.
I mean, like, shouldn't I? Like, he is just a dirtbag. I don't know.
All right, so we got a Rose for 4. We got Her Up for 4, and I think it's gonna be McNeely. McNeely with a 5, a first and a second. Mav is our guy.
And congrats to Chris Got Her Up.
Congrats.
Going for some sort of slam this year.
Yeah.
And then
3-player slam.
I will say this. Let's put this in the notes as well. When we do finally select Got Her Up for this one and done, let's put our life savings on him to miss the cut.
Oh yeah, definitely
in the betting market. Yeah, let's get rich.
Definitely $100 on him.
That's happening.
That
is.
Oh yeah.
This ain't our first rodeo. Yeah, you're right. The wind stuff. I was like, shit. I've been seeing some videos. I didn't really look into what the weather is gonna be. It can just out of nowhere be terrible on those coastal courses. So that's where he's done well. Like, I mean, but now you just see a win at Phoenix. Like, that was minimal wind. And it's like, this dude's just really fucking good right now. So let's not play him.
Yeah. Let's get him a little hotter. Then maybe we'll test the water.
Yeah. It's not hot enough yet. Still preheating for us to get comfortable. We just like the idea. All right. Any shout outs? And then we can get back to this Wolves game. What's the score? I haven't even looked. Are we losing by 17? And
we're up 96-82 at the moment.
Oh, boring. They must be trying.
Boo. Yeah.
It's no fun.
Fire Finch.
They were up I think they were up as much as 20 at one point. So
okay.
Something like that.
We didn't.
Drew Holiday having himself a night. 5 3-pointers. So
one thing I just thought, I don't know if you guys noticed this too. Like, these Blazers are playing some bitch ball. Like, they are like a floppers in training type of a team. And every time I see this, like, Tumani Kamara, like, all defense, I'm like, this dude is flopping out of his fucking shorts on the court. It's a fucking disgrace for anyone who votes for this dude all defense.
Well, he's better than Jaden for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That's my shout out. But I got one at the end too. Do you guys have any additionals?
Nah, just shout out the curling. I've been watching that every chance I get. Loving that.
I got one shout out because we missed this earlier. We should shout out to Gear Up here. I don't know if you want to shout this out.
I forgot about this earlier, but yeah, he was what up, Gear Up? He's all about the hiring and the firing, like many of us on X, looking for Michael Malone as a potential candidate. We said we wanted to have someone to push these guys. He's a little bit on the extreme side, I think, for me. I think we need to find someone in the middle of Finch and Malone.
And I do think that it would be after the season. I feel like if there was a coaching change now, it would just be Micah for the remainder.
Agreed.
So
yeah, interim for sure. And then if he did good, maybe he would get the job. But my only shout out, of course, Adam Silver, putting on the most unwatchable weekend in sports coming up here. So everybody just get out and see the world. Nobody gives a shit about what's going on with the NBA this weekend.
It's going to be 50 degrees this weekend.
I know, man.
Just saying,
hoping that ice melts at the end of the driveway. Been waiting on it. Been watching some Amazon folks go down out there.
All the ice just melt away.
All the ice get out. I mean, melt. Yeah.
Yeah, get out.
Yeah, get all this ice out of here, fuckers. And then we can think about what it might look like, just golfing wise. Like you get a couple more of these. We do not have much snow. Like Oak Marsh, they are firing up the engines here pretty soon. I think
they're gearing up, if you will.
Gearing up. Pod 14. What up? All right, let's go watch the end of this game, or not. We don't really have to. We can do whatever we want. Catch you guys next week. Peace and bless up.